Let's talk about the master plan here in Ripley.
This is the master plan of our development, which we've been running now since 2014. Very exciting. We've catered for a whole new bunch of families and investors through the Ipswich region, as you can see. It's been very successful and getting more successful as we move on. We've seen a lot of people come here from the greater Springfield area as well as from Ipswich, and it's really the new growth suburb or growth area of the Ripley region at this point in time.
Yeah. I read somewhere that we're expecting more than 130,000 people to move into this region over the next sort of 10 to 15 years. That's phenomenal growth. It sounds like it might be some of the best growth in the country. I think one of the key differences for this particular project, Scott, is the attention to detail that we give to sustainability and the fact that more than 20% of our land holdings is given to green space, parks, playgrounds, and that sort of investment that we make for that community connection, yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. And this has been something that we've strived to do since the start of the development around 7.5 years ago. And we're one of the only developments in Queensland that has a 5-star Green Star rating.
So moving along to the investment criteria for this particular project. Number one, it's positioned in a priority development area, which means local councils and state governments have earmarked this for infrastructure investment.
Correct.
I guess number two, the fact that 130,000 people are due to move into this area over the next 10 to 15 years.
Yep.
Every house is 400 metres from a park. You have unrivaled access to amenity, which will include education, health, retail, residential, a new city really. Those fundamentals have to count for something in terms of why would I purchase in this area right now?
But as you say, the parklands, the accessibility to green space, to walkways, all of the things that a family would want, it's exceptionally attractive.
Yeah.
And not only that, on top of that, the phenomenal growth we're getting. And whilst we control investment in here, because we want to have a nice balance between families living here as well as investors, mum and dad investors particularly, it is an attractive proposition for somebody that's moving into the investment market.
And I understand that we're surrounded by some excellent schools, excellent daycare facilities, excellent sporting facilities, a lot more coming into this particular region in terms of education, childcare, job opportunity, sporting venues, all of those sorts of things too, yeah?
Absolutely. We're just scratching the surface of what's coming to the area in terms of infrastructure, understanding that probably only the last 3 years, the first 3 to 4 years of the project is really establishing a residential base, as you have to do to get some, I guess, feet on the ground, or I guess increase that population. So it becomes semi-viable to have that. That's the exciting thing. I mean, as we get a railway, the demand will be there. It'll give different areas where not only people can work within our town centre area, but they can work in other locations.
It sounds like in 10 years' time, you really can live, work, play right here in Ripley.
Yep.
But then you also have that immediate access to Ipswich, Springfield, and Brisbane due to the fact that we're at the apex of the Cunningham Highway, the Centenary Highway. We have an existing bus service that goes through here, and then the proposed rail track, that extension as well.
Absolutely. I think more and more the rail corridor is becoming, because the population is now taking off. The rail corridor is extremely important, but the access to both the Cunningham and Centenary highways, the fact that the Legacy Way is now in place, so you can get to the airport in around about 45 to 50 minutes from here. It's not a long way. It's why we've seen interstate investors so attracted in the area, because they see the potential looking at where they live. But it's woken up our own community and our own areas as well as to what's coming.